The film opens in a Tokyo hospital room. A young girl sits beside a bed, holding the hand of a loved one who lies ill. Through the window, she watches as heavy rain drenches the city's sprawling landscape. Amidst the downpour, a single ray of sunlight pierces through the clouds, illuminating a lone rooftop. Drawn to this beacon of light, the girl races from the hospital, her feet carrying her up countless stairs until she reaches the rooftop. There, she discovers a solitary red torii gate. As she approaches and offers a prayer, the world around her shifts, and suddenly she finds herself high in the sky, either flying or falling, surrounded by ethereal fish-like droplets swimming through the air. The story then introduces us to Hodaka, a young man standing aboard a large ship bound for Tokyo. As the vessel approaches the metropolis, it's suddenly caught in a violent downpour. The boat pitches dangerously, and Hodaka loses his balance, nearly sliding overboard. At the last moment, a man named Suga grabs him, saving his life. To show his gratitude, Hodaka treats Suga to a meal and a beer. Noticing Hodaka's youth and apparent vulnerability, Suga expresses concern about him being alone in Tokyo, despite Hodaka's assurance that he's staying with family. Before parting ways, Suga hands Hodaka his business card, encouraging him to reach out if he ever needs help. Life in Tokyo proves challenging for Hodaka. Unable to find steady employment, he scrapes by however he can, showering in cafes and surviving on instant meals. The city itself seems to mirror his struggles, plagued by endless rain and perpetually cloudy skies that threaten to submerge Tokyo entirely. One night, seeking shelter from the rain, Hodaka huddles next to a trash can outside a nightclub. When an employee shoos him away, he accidentally knocks over the bin, discovering a discarded gun. Thinking it's fake, he inexplicably decides to keep it. A glimmer of kindness appears in Hodaka's life when he visits a nearby cafe. An employee, a girl, takes pity on him and gives him a free burger. With his options dwindling, Hodaka finally reaches out to Suga for help. At Suga's home, he meets Natsumi, Suga's assistant, who's asleep on the couch when he arrives. When Suga arrives, he explains that he runs a magazine focusing on supernatural phenomena and offers Hodaka a job, complete with accommodation, a phone, and modest pay. Working alongside Suga and Natsumi, Hodaka finds purpose in researching and writing about supernatural occurrences. Despite the minimal pay, he begins to feel a sense of belonging in the vast city. Suga assigns him a special investigation into weather maidens, individuals supposedly capable of controlling the weather and potentially stopping the endless rain. Fate intervenes when Hodaka spots the kind cafe employee being harassed by two suspicious men. Recognizing her from the cafe, he impulsively grabs her hand and urges her to run. Though initially reluctant, she follows his lead. The men catch up and pin Hodaka down, beating him until he pulls out his gun in desperation. When one man taunts him to shoot, Hodaka fires, the bullet hitting no one but shocking everyone present. But the girl pulls Hodaka away and they run to safety in an abandoned building. In the abandoned building, the girl scolds Hodaka for his reckless heroics while dismissing his help as unnecessary. Frustrated, Hodaka throws the gun aside. The girl introduces herself as Hina and reveals that she recognized him as a runaway from their previous encounter. Leading him to the building's roof, Hina demonstrates an extraordinary ability. She closes her eyes and prays. Suddenly, rays of sunlight break through the clouds. She is, in fact, a weather maiden, the very person Hodaka had been searching for. A friendship quickly blossoms between them, and Hodaka visits Hina's apartment, meeting her younger brother Nagi. The siblings have lived alone since their mother's passing. Seeing an opportunity, they decide to monetize Hina's abilities, creating a website offering weather clearing services for 3,400 yen. Their business takes off immediately, serving various clients from local markets to corporate events. During a job for an elderly woman, they learn about an ancient mythical realm above the clouds. Later, Hina manages to clear the weather atop one of Tokyo's tallest skyscrapers during a festival. Sharing a tender moment watching fireworks together, Hina expresses gratitude to Hodaka for helping her embrace her identity as the Sunshine Girl. As Hina's birthday approaches, Hodaka purchases a ring from a jewelry store. During an outing with Suga and his allergic daughter, who can only go outside on rare sunny days, Hodaka introduces Hina and Nagi to Suga and Natsumi, who are excited to meet the famed Sunshine Girl. Walking Hina home afterward, Hodaka struggles to find the courage to give her the ring. Just as he decides to do so, a sudden gust of wind lifts Hina into the air. When she descends, Hodaka notices parts of her body have become translucent, a consequence, she explains, of using her powers. Their world begins to unravel when police arrive at Hina's apartment searching for Hodaka. Though Hina denies knowing him, the officers note that she and Nagi are too young to live alone and promise to return. Understanding this means social services will separate them, the siblings decide to flee. Hodaka, after learning from Suga that his parents sent the police looking for him, chooses to run away with Hina and Nagi. The three wander Tokyo's streets during one of its worst typhoons, searching for shelter. When police officers recognize Hodaka, Hina inadvertently summons lightning that causes a truck to explode, creating a diversion for their escape. They finally find lodging for 30,000 yen, all of Hodaka's savings from Suga. In their temporary sanctuary, they enjoy a carefree evening of baths, raid the mini-fridge, and sing karaoke until Nagi falls asleep. Finally alone with Hina, Hodaka presents her with the ring, moving her to tears. But the moment turns bittersweet as Hina reveals devastating news: her powers are consuming her, making her increasingly translucent. She explains that according to legend, as told to her by Natsumi, a human sacrifice is required to restore normal weather and save Tokyo from flooding. Hina believes she must be that sacrifice. Despite Hodaka's desperate pleas, Hina refuses and they fall asleep in tears. The next morning, Hina has vanished. Police burst in and take Hodaka and Nagi into custody. As they lead him away, Hodaka spots Hina's ring falling from the sky, confirming his suspicion that she's gone to the mysterious world above the clouds. The weather clears completely, proving Hina's sacrifice worked. At the police station, Hodaka's attempts to explain Hina's whereabouts are met with skepticism. He learns that Hina is actually only 15, younger than him, which devastates him further. Making a desperate escape, he's aided by Natsumi on her motorcycle. They race toward the building with the torii gate, eventually reaching a flooded dead end, but Hodaka continues on foot along train tracks. At the building, he encounters Suga, who tries to convince him to surrender to the police. When Hodaka refuses, retrieving his discarded gun and pointing it at everyone, Suga witnesses his determination and has a change of heart, helping fight off the police alongside Nagi. Hodaka reaches the roof and jumps through the torii gate, finding himself falling through the sky. He spots Hina lying unconscious on a cloud platform with a grassy field. As he calls out to her, she awakens and leaps toward him. They fall together through the sky, finally reaching each other. Hodaka declares his love for her and his indifference to Tokyo's fate, insisting she deserves to live. They're found unconscious beneath the torii gate, and while Hina is taken into custody, Hodaka is sent home on probation. Over the next 3 years, Tokyo remains submerged in constant rain, with ferries replacing much of the subway system. The two remain apart until Hodaka, having graduated, returns to Tokyo for university. He visits Suga, whose magazine has expanded into a proper office, and the elderly woman who first told them about the sky world. She reveals that Tokyo was once entirely ocean, suggesting that perhaps nature is simply returning to its original state. Despite initial hesitation after their long separation, Hodaka seeks out Hina. The movie ends and he finds her along their old walking route, and as she runs to embrace him, they reassure each other that everything will be alright from now on. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more recaps like this. Thank you for watching.